Hi, and we are live. Hello, everybody. Hi, Marika. Hi,
Hello.
Frida.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
And today I am with two wonderful ladies. How did I get so lucky? And we are going to talk about having ease in the insane times.
Eat with money.
Yeah, money, relationships, what else? Business and
Bodies.
bodies. Oh my god, bodies.
Yeah.
And like personally, I'm gonna say like before I met with access consciousness tools, like I don't know like how like even I was like dealing with things and like it was a massive contribution like and my first introduction was to access consciousness was access bars and like if you are out there and listening this and you haven't get your bars run like please check it out, access bars. And like that was one of the tools that really started to change things for me because like I was so aware of other people's thought, feelings, and emotions, and I had no information about how aware I was. Like when I wake up, if I was feeling like cranky, if I was feeling sad, I would just assume my day would be bad. I would go, oh my God, like now will have a sad day, or now I will have like a cranky day. And I would just be effective like what I was aware of. And that is actually one of the other tools, which is who does this belong to? And it's come from like all of our thought, not all of it, but 98% of our thought, feelings, and emotions are belong to other people around us. And like when I start to get my bars run, I'm gonna say like I had like a more sense of peace in my world and like more sense of ease in my world, and I'm gonna say have like the my like my brain would work like so fast, like it was just like always like thinking about something or trying to like figure out something or like oh my god, what's next, like what I have to do, what I have to choose, like it would just like always be like working so like actively and it in a not in a generative way. And like when I just get my bars, like I would have a sense of peace and ease and relaxation, which for me like was a massive contribution. And actually I would love to ask you ladies, like how did you find access and like where did you start from and
So
what
I,
contribution did it be to your life, like the tools of access consciousness? Yeah, go for that.
so I actually met Access through my mom,
Hmm.
and she found Access when my dad was really sick, and she needed some tools to have ease with it. And then whenever I had something going on, she would be like, "Hey, there's this tool. Like, for example, who does this belong to?" And also, I watched a million YouTube videos in the beginning, and I remember the first one I watched was about feelings, and I remember I watched it like, I don't know, 10, 20 times because it made so much sense. And I had to remind myself, like, what was this thing about feelings again? Ah, okay, I could also follow what's light. And I was like, oh, okay, wow. And I was going through a breakup at that point, and like, there was so much going on. And this made me have ease with it, actually, and to choose what worked for me. And I chose so many cool things. Like, when I started with this, because I just had the confidence to know what worked for me, because I knew I could follow what was true for me and what was light. Um, so that was really, really cool already. And bars, I actually chose after a year or two knowing Access. And it was so crazy because I thought about quitting my studies at that point, but I was never able to actually look at it. I was like, I don't know. And then I got my bars done for the first time. And I was lying there. I was like, oh, wow, okay. There's space, like you just described, Jar. And then after that session, I was able for the first time to actually ask myself a question like, do I want to keep doing this? And I got like, oh yeah, okay, I can keep doing this. And I did. And also during my studies, like the tools have just been amazing. Like, yeah, when everyone else was freaking out, I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
what's
And
up? Like, I can have ease.
I love like one of the tools like you mentioned, which is like what is light for you is true for you, and what is heavy for you, it's a lie. And usually in this reality, it's the opposite way. Like we have been taught, like if something is heavy, if something is solid, like if something is not changeable, that must be real. Like then like that must be the true thing. Instead of going, oh, like what does light me up? Like what makes me happy? What makes me joyful? And I get, especially in times like there is a lot of insanity that is going on. Like it could be financially, right now, like the world is in a depression, and like are you making that real and true, because everybody have that point of view. Oh my god, like now we're in depression, we shouldn't be like spending any money, we have to hold on to like what we have because there won't be in the futures. So like, and I would love you to like start practicing this. Like when I even say this, like does this light you up? Does it make you joyful? Like does it give you a sense of possibility? Or like when I say, oh, like actually there is always possibilities in every 10 seconds. Like what do you know about the world's financial situation? Like how you can use this to your advantage to create something even greater. Like for me, like when I look at that, I was like, oh my God, like, yeah, like what are the possibilities that are available there that is just waiting to be explored? And like you can like start playing with this. Like light and heavy like was one of the tools that I like got in the very beginning of Access that did change everything for me, because like I start to develop like what is light for me, and actually like having the trust in, like if I actually choose what's light for me, there will be more lightness, there will be more possibilities, and there will be more joy. And for me, that's like that's gold. That's absolutely one of the gold tools that I love. Hmm. Maike, would you like to?
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, I can contribute something because sometimes it doesn't even need a question. When I came to when I came to Access, it was in the beginning of 21. Um, because of my son, he was playing with the son of two BAS facilitators, and they just kind of like got on very well, and so we got to know each other. And then they offered me a bar session, and I was like, whoa. Only, I think my first try was only 20 minutes because I was arriving there to pick up my son. I was pretty stressed out, and so I stepped into it quite unprepared. They didn't even tell me much about it, and I was just lying there on their table. I was just like feeling so much relief about my stressful situation. And then I wanted to immediately wanted to get to know more about it. So I attended my first BAS class within 2 or 3 weeks, and they invited me. And then by that time, I was a single mom, really struggling with money quite a bit. And I was like, whoa, 300 euro, that's quite a bit of money for me. So I was like, no matter what, I'm going anyway. And then something really miraculously happened to me. One day after my first BAS class, I got a call from a client. By that time, I was working with him on nonviolent communication, and I knew the family. And I was just because we had the chat about he needed a new employee with certain skills, and I recommended somebody to him. And then they found each other in the contract, and it worked out very well. And he was like, Mareike, that worked so well. I want to pay you 1,000 euro plus taxes because I know what I would have paid for a headhunter. I just want to say thank you. And I was like, wow, how does it get any better than this? So I got a return on investment immediately, and it was just like miraculously to me because I was choosing this class, and the universe one day afterward presented me with an opportunity not only to pay for the class but also to have even more money.
And I love like what you said, and like how many of you out there, like when you put money before your choice. Like Marika was like, hey, do you know what? Like I don't have the money right now, but like whatever it takes, whatever I have to do, whatever I have to be, like I will choose this. I will have this in my life, and it doesn't matter like when it would show up, but I am having this right now. And
Yeah.
then like universe get to work. They go, oh, okay, Marika's asking for this. Let me just contribute. Let me get to work. And then like there is some random guy just come up and say, oh, like I'm looking for this person. Marika's like, oh, I exactly know who that is. Let me just introduce you to them. And then the guy's like, oh, let me pay you. Like it's not linear. And I get like that's one of the things that I love the most about access consciousness tools. It's not linear.
Not at
And
all.
yeah, go for it.
I do agree because since that experience I've had, I could actually present a list of miraculously ways money showed up in my life ever since. Particularly bars have been a big contribution because I think I perceive my body was really not used to receiving. And this is something I really, really appreciate about the bars that we actually learn to receive our whole being, our whole body, and our whole system. And this is something I was not aware of before.
Me too. I had actually like I remember like when I was getting my first time my bars run, like I couldn't even like stand like for 15 minutes because it was just so uncomfortable. Like the first time that I was like so entrained to do look after things, look after people's projections, expectations, and like what they want from me, but like just laying down and like somebody like touching my head and receiving that was like extremely uncomfortable. But the more that I get my bars run and the more I practice the tools, like now I am able to like receive way more and receive from so many different places that I thought like was not possible. And one of the classes that we would love to, actually two classes that we love to invite you is one of them is Access Bars. And if you like to explore more, actually Marika and Frida, they are both our bar facilitators that is near to Hamburg. And the other class is a foundation class. And like foundation class is like I can say have tools and address all areas of life from relationships to money to business to entities, gaslighting. Like it actually it's a manual, like my personal point of view, that have been should be taught when you come on to this world, like going, hey, like here's a manual to get some information with the insane things that you will be dealing in your life, and there are some pragmatic tools that you can go around it instead of just bumping all to things that showing up. And like I will be facilitating one class in Hamburg on 6, 7, 8, 9 of June, if I'm not mistaken, the dates. And like there is so many wonderful facilitators that is all over the world that facilitating a foundation class. So if you're not able to come to this one, I will highly suggest you to like check it out. And like I know like when I first attended my foundation class, like I in the end of it, I had a sense that I left the more than 50% of the shit that I bought that was me and real and true and like holding on to it so tightly that was not allowing more possibilities to show up. And when I just let them go, like so much more became available and everything in my life to start to move so much faster. So I'm just so honored to be able to facilitate these classes now. And I'm so excited for the class that we will be having in Hamburg. I'm like, yay, how did I get so lucky?
Me too. And if you want to get to know Mr. Troy, we will also be having a free Zoom on the 9th of May. What's it called, Troy?
It's called. It's called "Are You Going Crazy About Money? Tools to Have Ease in the Insane Times," where you can come and like ask if you have any questions or if there's anything I can contribute. And how does it get any better?
How does it?
Yeah, how does it get any better than this?
Yeah, and thank you so much, Marika. Thanks so much, Frida, for being here with me and actually sharing your experiences, which I didn't know before. So I was happy to just listen to that, and it just makes me always happy to hear people that like how the tools like contributed to them and have like way more possibilities in their life. It's just it's one of the things that makes me the most happy. So how does it get better?
Thank you, Troy.
And
Yeah, thank you for your being and for showing us or opening up this opportunity to support and to kind of like constitute something in the world that is making everybody who's choosing this world greater.
Yeah, so true. Wonderful. So we'll be popping the details into the comment, or you can just contact with me, Marika, and Frida to have more information about the class. And wishing you all a beautiful Sunday. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.